Should you change yourself for a relationship? The honest truth. A lot of people struggle with the same question in relationships. Should you change yourself for someone that you love? You hear different advice everywhere. Some people say love means accepting each other exactly as you are. Others say relationships require compromise and change. So, which one is true? The reality is more nuanced than most people think. Healthy relationships do require growth and adaptation, but there's a very important difference between growing together and losing yourself to keep someone else happy. And many people cross that line without even realizing it. In this video, we're going to talk about when change in relationships is healthy, when change becomes self-abandonment, why people lose themselves in relationships, and how to grow within a relationship without sacrificing your identity. Because the goal of love isn't to become someone else, it's to become a stronger version of who you already are. Part number one, why people change themselves in relationship. Most people don't consciously decide to lose themselves in relationships. It happens gradually, and it usually starts with a very natural desire, the desire to be loved and accepted. When we care about someone, we naturally want the relationship to work. So we adjust certain behaviors, we compromise, we try to meet each other halfway, and that's normal. But for some people, those adjustments slowly turn into something deeper. They start suppressing their opinions. They stop expressing their needs. They prioritize the other person's happiness over their own well-being. And eventually, they wake up one day feeling like they don't even recognize themselves anymore. This usually happens because of two psychological patterns. First is fear of abandonment. When someone is afraid of losing the relationship, they begin shaping themselves around what they think the other person wants. They become agreeable, flexible, accommodating. But the more that they abandon their own identity, the more emotionally dependent the relationship becomes. The second pattern, it is people pleasing. Some people were conditioned early in life to earn love by being easy, helpful, or accommodating. So when conflict arises in a relationship, they instinctively try to smooth everything over by changing themselves. But that kind of adjustment doesn't create healthy love. It creates imbalance. Part number two, healthy change versus unhealthy change. The truth is, healthy relationships do involve change, but the kind of change matters. Healthy change is about growth. Unhealthy change is about erasing parts of yourself. For example, healthy change might look like this: learning to communicate better, becoming more emotionally aware, working on behaviors that negatively affect the relationship. Those changes improve both individuals and the relationship. But an unhealthy change looks different. It looks like hiding your true personality, avoiding topics that matter to you, changing your values or priorities just to keep the other person happy. That kind of change slowly disconnects you from yourself. And when you lose connection with yourself, the relationship eventually suffers too, because authentic connection requires authenticity. If someone only knows the version of you that tries to please them, they never actually know the real you. Part number three, why losing yourself damages relationships. Many people believe that sacrificing themselves will make the relationship stronger, but the opposite usually happens. When one person constantly suppresses their needs, resentment builds. At first, it might be small, little frustrations, little disappointments, but over time, those feelings accumulate, and eventually the relationship starts to feel emotionally exhausting. The other problem is attraction. Authenticity is attractive. Confidence is attractive. Self-respect is attractive. When someone constantly molds themselves to please their partner, they often lose the qualities that made them attractive in the first place. Healthy relationships require two individuals who both maintain their sense of identity, not one person disappearing to keep the other person comfortable. Part number four, how to grow without losing yourself. So, how do you grow in a relationship without losing who you are? The first step is clarity about your values. Ask yourself this: what matters most to me? What kind of relationship do I want to build? What behaviors am I willing to work on? And what parts of myself are a non-negotiable? When you have that clarity, it becomes much easier to recognize healthy compromise versus unhealthy self-sacrifice. The second step is communication. Communication is key. If something in the relationship doesn't feel right, it's important to talk about it, not aggressively, but but honestly. Healthy partners want to understand each other's needs. The third step is maintaining your individual identity. A relationship should enhance your life, not replace it. Your friendships, your interests, goals, and personal growth should continue even within a committed partnership. Because two complete individuals create a stronger relationship than two people who depend entirely on each other. The healthiest relationships involve change, but that change should always move you toward growth, not self-erasure. It should always move you toward growth, not self-erasure. Love should challenge you to become a better version of yourself, not a smaller version. The right partner won't require you to abandon who you are. They'll support your growth while respecting your individuality. If you constantly feel like you're losing yourself in relationships, there may be a deeper attachment pattern hidden underneath that dynamic, and those patterns can be understood and changed. If you're serious about breaking unhealthy relationship cycles and learning how to build secure, balanced connections, I work privately with a small number of people to help them develop healthy relationship patterns. You can learn more about that in the link below. And if this video resonated with you, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone who might need this message. Because the right relationship doesn't require you to disappear. It allows you to grow.